Okay, we're on Amud HaYomi Beis. We're going to go quickly through the sugya. Itmar, if you have to empty the mishleim, there are two types of bread. There's pieces and there's also a whole. You make the bracha on the small pieces. Even though you can still, it doesn't make a difference. You can do whatever you want. You can do the small ones. If they're better, you can maybe should do the ptitin. Now, everyone agrees though. The following case: if you have a shlema shachita, a piece of good quality bread is made of wheat, but you have a shlema, a whole bread of barley. This is low quality. High quality trumps shlema. The bracha is on the chitin. It's totally not in Hilchos Brachos, but in Hilchos Truma, and it will equate the two. The halacha is talking about cotton shalem. When you take truma, preferably take a shalem, an onion which is shalem, not half an onion which is even bigger, which would be more truma. It's bigger, more for the kohen. But take the shalem. No, take the bigger one. Bigger is better. That means the same thing. The quality is better because he's getting more. The chita is better. And the Tanakh says no, take the shalom. That's good for the machlekes. Do we go with the chashav, the chita? Do we go with the shalom? No. So the one is doiche. The machlekes is only when there's no kohen, which is tanan komok sheyesh kohen. Now there's another condition we're trying to fill here. That is time in the sky, and you have to do something which will last longer. Yudah says take the quality and don't worry about what lasts longer. And it's a completely different machlekes, but everybody agreed that of course with chita you take chita. Okay, now we're going back, according to where Rashi reads the Gemara, to the discussion we had before. You have ptitin and shleimin. Is there any Indian in the shalom? That was the machlekes of Huna. Rav Yechon says, of course, you take the shalom. Huna says, no, you can take the ptitin also, especially if you have a reason to. It's better, or whatever it is. It's bigger. You can also take that. So, now there really is a way where for your shamayim you can really make the bracha on both, so you don't have to really so much pick. And the one of who does that, Marvared Ravina, the Rabbi Ravina, Maniach Plusa with Shlema, which said Tani Tana, Kamed Rav Nachman, Yitzchak Maniach Plusa with Shlema, which said Uvara. Amalei, Mashi, what's your name? Amalei Shalman. Call me Shalman. I make peace. Amalei Shalom Antov Shlema Mishtasecha. Shesanta Shalom, you made peace. In other words, you found a way to be Yitzchak both Rav Yechon and Rav Huna. Again, the beginning of the sugya, that you can do the ptitim and the shleimin. Shleimin atomim. Amar Papa, how come only Pesach? This is relevant on Pesach. We have the three matzahs. We take top two matzahs and we break the middle one, and that's a lechem oini. So we want to make a bracha. We want to make a bracha the shalom. So what do? Shemaniach plusa b'tok shleimin. We put them together. We make one bracha on both matzahs of b'tzeya. Why do we need the broken? My time lechem oini. If you need the broken one, it's a lechem oini. Okay, now we go on. Similar halachos in Shas. Amar Abba, Shabbos. What do? Chayv on them so sticky korosu. My time on the Chamishta, you have to be yaitz to the mitzvah. The Chamishta, and the bracha is made on two chalas. Amar Rashi, Chazina, Rav Kana. Okay, this is another halacha in eating challah on Shabbos and the Chamishta. The nokitarti ubotza choda. You would take two and cut one of them. Rav Zera, havi botza kula shayus. Another halacha. Rav Zera would take a huge piece. He would take kula shayusa means entire amount that's going to use. That he's going to eat for the meal. He's going to eat 5 pieces of challah. He'll cut off one huge piece of challah. He'll contain that and bite into it. Only Ravina Rashi, he's looked like a baltaiva, like you're just stuffing yourself, or biting into such a huge piece. Someone like came with the call, no, I normally don't do that. With chazik or senusa, it doesn't appear as senusa. It appears as I'm trying to do Einik Shabbos. So Akti Gemara Vayter Rabbi say this is what we have tough last night. Lamitesa and Beis Rav Ami Rav Asi Kavi Mischami LeRifta DeRuva. Okay, there's a halacha in Erevin that in order to affect an Erev properly, to affect an Erev at all, the Erev works on the concept of everyone is mishtatev, a piece of food, a piece of bread, and then we're all considered together in the Erev, and therefore we're allowed to carry wherever the Erev is set up. So that's what they did. They were, so now so what happens is you do that before Shabbos, the beginning of Shabbos, and once that's done, as Shabbos enters, so the Erev goes into effect. Okay, so now you have the bread of the Erev. Now what do you do with it? So what they said, once they would have the Misram, they lifted the Erev, when they have the food of the Erev, the bread of the Erev, right? There's no reason not to eat it. It's perfectly good bread, so they ate it. But it's Shabbos Suda. Anything which is a mitzvah used in a mitzvah, it's good to use it again to do another mitzvah. So that's what they did. Zokti were weiter. We're on the Memo and Aleph. Okay, we're going to try to get through most of them in here. So hold on. Olerav, Tul Baruch. If a person says, he cuts the bread, right? You say, and then you tell them, Tul Baruch, go take a piece of bread, take from the one I made the bracha on. Now, right, we all know you're not allowed to speak. Let's make the bracha. So what happens here? So he says, no. He said, it's true. Speaking will interrupt your bracha. You didn't eat yet, yeah? But tu baruch, that does not interrupt your bracha. We'll see a little more about this. Similarly, haba melech, haba lifton. Right? If someone says, right, you get to take, make them, they say, where's the salt? So we kind of say, but the Gemara says, you can say, bring the salt. Where's the salt? Bring the salt. Bring the lifted. Bring the dip. So, I'm sorry. So if you do that, according to Rav, tzarech levarach. That's an interruption. What are you talking in between the eating? But Rabbi Yechanan says, afilo hivim melech havim lifted nami tzarech levarach. That's also something you don't have to remember because that's part of of your ability. You need to have salt. That's what you need as a heater in your bracha to make the bracha slow. That's not called interruption. Similarly, what about the following case? Another situation. Gvil l'tuchim. Now there's a halacha as follows. There's a halacha that says when a person eats and he has animals, so he's actually obligated to feed the animal before you eat. So if he made a mitzi, and you're what's with the cow? We got to feed the cow. We got to feed the ox. So he says, mix the food for it. So if he says that, so what does that have to do with the bracha? Nothing. So you interrupted. And Rav Sheshes says, no. Afilu too. This is how we paskin. Nami answer the varech. You don't think about why? So since you're obligated to feed the animal in order for you to eat, so we have a rule. So we don't have the pasuk, but therefore that's part of your process to eat. So that's not called an interruption. Interruption is doing something out of my process. That's called interruption. It's within the process. What I need to be doing is not called interruption, and you can continue to make the bracha. You do not have to repeat the bracha. Now it could be maybe we'll see that if you don't have to say anything, you can accomplish without saying anything. Maybe that's preferable, but it does not interrupt the bracha. It's okay if it's necessary. It's okay. Zakti we're weiter. Again, this is the chatchila because we always want to make the bracha in the best way possible. That's why we take always the best piece, the biggest, the best. Similarly, if you're going to eat the bread, you're going to eat your bread with salt or whatever it is. You should already have the salt bread with the salt. Because then you're making the bracha on the best way, and you're able to praise Hashem with the bracha in the best way possible, in the way you want to eat it. So you should make the bracha so everybody eating, all the people at the table have their dips in front of them that they're going to use. They brought the bread, and he didn't wait for the lifter, for the dip. Did you change your mind? She says, now it depends on the bread. If it's a very dry, bread, very basic bread, so then the way they eat it is with a dip. It's like you have a cracker. If it's just like just a simple cracker without any salt or any flavor in the cracker, it's really made to be used to use. So the way to make the bracha is with the dip on it. But this bread over here is very nice bread. This is good challah. This is good, nice, sweet challah. So you don't really need to eat it with anything else. It's perfectly edible the way it is. So there's no necessity to wait for the dip. Okay, this is a completely different halacha. This is to do with how a person goes to the bathroom, how he urinates. Is a person should be sitting down, it says over here. And we'll see why in a minute. Now, if we'll see, the concern here is it's interesting. Chazal different interesting concerns. And say a person goes to the bathroom, urinates, and he might make himself dirty. He might. You said they had different types of clothing in those also. So, but if there'll be some type of something spraying back at him, something a little bit like some splash or something spraying back at him, so that he'll get dirty. And okay, so who cares? What do we have to get involved in what this guy does? How he goes to the bathroom. But the teretz is no, because it looks like there's something wrong with him. Maybe someone's going to notice that he drips when he goes to the bathroom. Whatever it is, it doesn't look right. And we're going to say maybe he's not well, and he's not someone who can't have children. And they're going to say, this guy is bad things about him. Say if his children are not his children. It's just interesting. Chazal were concerned about these little things. So therefore, he should be sitting. Or if there's dirt, soft dirt, then it doesn't matter. Then it just goes into the dirt. Or if he's standing higher and he's urinating lower, so then it's also he'll be safe. He won't have any problem, and that's okay also. So this is a very important halacha in eating healthy food. Always eat salt. I think it means bread with salt, if I'm not mistaken. And after we finish drinking, in Chazal, often they would drink maybe wine at the meal. They would eat food and then drink wine. Since you drink water, you have to have water in your body. And if you do that, you'll be very healthy. Your body will be healthy. If a person didn't have salt, or so you should be worried from bad breath. I don't know if it's so much the problem is the bad breath. It's a simon that maybe your food did not digest 100% properly. It's not fully digested, and therefore there's something coming up in the body which is not fully digested. If you do it properly, everything will go through, and then you won't have this problem. At night it's very dangerous. You should be worried about choking or some type of disease of the throat. I don't know exactly what it is. Now, but it comes from indigestion. If your food is not digested properly, you should be worried about this. These are very unhealthy. They're very unhealthy conditions. If a person eats, and then what he does after he eats, he drinks a lot of water. He floats his food in water. Literally means he floats his food in water in his stomach. It means so he will not have stomach disease. Every loaf of bread or whatever pas means, a serving of bread, you should have a keton of mine. A keton is a nice amount. It's like a jug of water. The person eats beans, echad l'shloshim yom. It is not too often. Your beans are good, but not too often. Once a month, you should have your beans. He'll prevent this disease, askara. Avokol yoima, but don't eat beans every day. My time, loy. My time is the kosher re'achapeh. In other words, which means essentially it doesn't digest so easily, and therefore it could cause some type of bad breath. Amr Mary, Amr Yechanan haragel b'chardon mustard achas l'shmiyim modeim chalam base. So it's very healthy. It removes, it kills, maybe it kills germs or kills bacteria. It's a good thing in the digestive system, and it should be done once a month. But not every day. You should not be eating mustard every day. My time is the kosher, the chusha, the liba. It is not good for the heart. It's not good for the weakness of the heart. A small fish, like herring or something, small fish. Also helps a person reproduce, helps him be able to have children. It also heals a person's body. A person has this cream, I don't know if it's cream of milk or something. This ketzach, it doesn't come to heart pains. Nesivos Ahron ketzach. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Ketzach is not cream. It's a vegetable, I think. I'm sorry. I'm trying to say that wrong. Ketzach. Tell you exactly what it is here. One moment. Anyone have in their Gemara what ketzach is? It's a certain type of herb or something. Naili. It's a type of seed they plant. No, it's not poppy seeds. What? Herbs, it says there? Anybody that cave leaf. It's one of the 60 simanim of mavis in Vayoshim. I guess it's very dangerous. Vayosher b'mizrach, if you sleep facing the mizrach grono, facing east of your storehouse, as you store your grains and your wheat. Dama b'reisha. So, Al-Kapanim is a contradiction in Ketzach. What's the story of Ketzach? L'kashya, ha-b'reicha ya-b'tamai. Depends. What is a big contradiction? The smell is dangerous. The tam is very good. Right, I'm sorry, right. So we said, we said a ragab ketzach, that's the tam of ketzach, that'll protect his heart. The ketzach is a dangerous thing. Maves, that's talking about the reach. So she would dafka want to get the tam. She would bake bread and she would put it on it and then she would peel it off afterwards. I guess she would get some of the tam, but didn't want to have maybe avoid the smell or a little more. Rabbi said, the bracha you make on vegetables is dishoyim, is growth. Baruch Hashem Yom. We say every single day is a new day, and every single day we have to thank Hashem for this particular day. So we ask, why be Yom? Why that day? We have to appreciate the particular bracha in each thing, each day. So every day is different. The same idea is here. So every single different, we have as many different type versions of brachas as possible. If you have an big empty jug, fill it up, no problem. But Torah, ruchnius, doesn't work that way. Mole in a maksik. Right? And sorry, that's gashmi. But if you're saying full, you can't add anything else. It's full. Baruch Hu doesn't work that way. Mole maksik, it's the opposite. The more you fill it up, the more you can add. The more Torah a person has in him, more ruchnius, the more he can add. Ray cut in, but the more empty. If it's empty, nothing else goes in. It's empty. It doesn't get anything. If you listen, if you listen already, tishma, then you can hear more. But in lav, if you don't listen, in tishma, then you won't hear even more. It's all, everything is built on the same. You have to. The more you add, the more you can have. Another pshat, im shamoya b'yashan tishma b'chodesh. If you listen to the yashan, you hear the yiftan vovcha shuv the tishma. But once you forget what you learned, you stop chazering and you don't pay attention, then you won't be able to hear anymore. Similar.